So, after going through all that I was going through with Illumination, and you have to understand, Illumination was built to help people and to kind of get people well, but it was infiltrated, as all good things are, and ended up in the hands of the enemy. That which was used for good is now being used for bad, to blind the people and to keep the people sick. So I ended up dealing with Illumination, and I remember a vision of the people of God fighting, right? And I remember a woman coming to me. Don't know if she's of God, don't know if she's of the devil, but she was with God's people. I never heard her say anything wrong. She always carried herself good. So all I can say is she of God, right? And the woman, they had been fighting righteous for so many years, practicing solemnity, living the ways of the Lord, doing the will of God, holding to the ways of the Lord, and everything. And as a last effort, she comes and she says to me, of just getting things straight, she says to me, sweetheart, live your life. Go find your boyfriend, somebody, fall in love, live your life, like a mother would tell her daughter, and enjoy it. Eat, be happy, and be merry. They had been warring for quite some time, and to get a boyfriend, things would be different and stuff like that, and we took the vow of celibacy. But in hope of saving the younger generation from going through so much, because I know a lot of you don't know about war, and when I woke up in war, I could only tell my daughters, this is not the will that I had for you, and I'm sorry. And I had to tell this same thing to my sons, that I was sorry, but we are in war, and they would not be able to date, and they would not be able to enter into relationships. And being hard-headed, they did the opposite of what I said, but I told them, and I was apologizing as I was telling them, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this is not the will that I have for you, but now you must know war. This is not what I intended for your life, but now you will know what my people have known. And so this woman, she told me, like I would tell my children, but she told me the complete opposite, because we had been warring for quite some time, and we had been in war for quite some time, but yet and still I am in a shell of a child, and therefore I cannot fight, and years had already passed. So she told me to be happy, be merry, get married, enjoy life, live your life the best you can. And this is a last hope of a dying generation, for we will die for Christ. I didn't know at that time that our enemies would overthrow us. But it was more than me put down. Once our enemies had overthrown us, we as young women were looked upon as whores because we were dating. We were forced under a permanent illumination, which is AI, where we were blinded and enter into a matriarchic society, permanently enslaved. When I found out and I first woke up to it, I started telling my children, and I thought that I was going crazy. Like, honestly, I went to a mental health hospital, checked in, and was like, look, something's not right. And as I was sitting there, I noticed that the place that I went to wasn't right either. And once released, the guy, he refused to let me see what I was signing. He said, you need to sign off on this. He would not let me see the document or anything. He said, it's just your release forms. That's it. Sign off on it. And these are the release forms that'll release you, and you're done. So I signed the release forms, and I wasn't done there at that place. I was pretty much entered into even worse situations. But God got his hands on me, and I'm waking up and everything. And I don't know what to do, because I was at one time having sex with the man that I was dating, and I'm realizing it's not him touching me. And I'm like, oh Lord. And this was years and years ago. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm having sex with somebody else, or am I just going crazy? So, you know, you want to really believe it's you, because it's so impossible for this type of stuff to happen. Like, not the morals that we was taught, the discipline we was taught, the way we was taught. Nobody just does this. But then I had to realize that there was so many things that was out of order, and then I had to go through them boasting. The boasting. And I'm still up under illumination. I'm still ill. I'm still sick. And I'm not sick by choice, but I'm sick by enforcement. I'm sick by persuasions and happy hellos and sad goodbyes that it's ridiculous. And I'm sick. And I'm trying to fix the sickness, and I don't know how. So I remember the word of God will fix it. And I know that the woman that told me to date and be happy, that was her last hope for our generation and our people. And you have no reason to be ashamed, nor do you have any apologies, because it is something that I would have told my daughter. But they will try to make you feel guilty for it when you shouldn't. And we was in war, and they had laid us down to protect us in Egypt. And we went into extended animation as children. And we entered into captivity.